What happens when 80-year-old engineering outlasts modern technology? The answer will surprise you. Today, we are conducting a highly detailed, strictly educative analysis of every World War II weapon that remains in active service today. We will catalog the exact models, from legendary sidearms to heavy artillery, exploring the mechanical brilliance that keeps them fully operational over 8 decades later. First, we will look at pistols and submachine guns. The M1911A1. This legendary 45 caliber American sidearm simply refuses to retire from global circulation. Today, it remains highly prized by select police units and specialized maritime security forces. Operators continue to favor its proven mechanical reliability and massive stopping power. Even in the modern era, its brilliant design sets the foundational standard for single-action tactical pistols. Next, the Browning High Power. Originally introduced in 1935, this groundbreaking 9mm pistol fundamentally revolutionized handgun design. It introduced the highly efficient double-stacked magazine to the global market. Right now, it remains standard or reserve issue in dozens of national inventories worldwide. Its brilliant engineering ensures it will likely see another century of continuous use. Moving on, the TT-33 Tokarev. This rugged Soviet pistol remains incredibly widespread across the globe today. It is heavily utilized by regional security forces due to its incredibly potent ammunition. The 7.62mm cartridge possesses excellent penetrating capabilities against light obstacles. It represents the absolute perfect blend of brutal mechanical simplicity and lethal efficiency. Next is the M3 grease gun. This highly compact 45 caliber submachine gun was stamped from cheap metal during the 1940s. Surprisingly, the Philippine Marine Corps retained it for their armored vehicle crews well into the 2020s. They even upgraded these vintage weapons with modern sound suppressors and optical sights. Its incredibly small profile makes it absolutely perfect for the tight confines of modern heavy armor. Next, the PPSH-41. This iconic Soviet submachine gun is instantly recognizable by its massive circular drum magazine. It frequently appears in the hands of irregular defense forces and remote border guards globally. Firing at a terrifying 900 rounds per minute, it remains a devastating tool for close-quarters engagements. The sheer volume of fire it produces makes it a highly sought-after weapon for localized defense. And finally, for this category, the Thompson submachine gun. This infamous American weapon is heavy, expensive, and undeniably legendary. Massive amounts of global post-war surplus ensured this weapon spread across every single continent. Today, it still surfaces regularly in the hands of global tactical units and private collectors. The heavy 45 caliber projectile remains just as effective today as it was in 1945. Moving to rifles. First is the Mosin-Nagant. Specifically, we are looking at the M189130, M38, and M44 variants active today. In 2026, this bolt-action relic remains absolutely pervasive across global reserve armories. It is highly valued as a designated marksman rifle due to its ruggedness and incredible ammunition abundance. Its heavy-rimmed cartridge allows for highly lethal accuracy over incredible distances. Next, the Karabiner 98K. This was the standard-issue German infantry rifle of the 1940s. Today, it is actively and effectively used by remote patrol units in harsh mountain environments. Furthermore, it is still maintained for prestigious ceremonial guard duties by the modern German military. Its flawless Mauser action remains the absolute benchmark for modern precision rifles everywhere. Next is the Lee-Enfield SMLE. This British bolt-action classic boasts a massive 10-round magazine capacity. It is still officially carried by regional police and reserve forces throughout the nation of India. Additionally, it is heavily utilized by local security groups in extremely rugged border regions. Its incredibly fast bolt action allows for a surprisingly high and effective rate of fire. Moving on, the M1 Garand. General George Patton famously called this the greatest battle implement ever devised. This heavy 8-round semi-automatic rifle remains safely stored in the active reserve armories of several South American nations. It is also highly prized by civilian marksmanship programs and precision drill teams across the globe. The devastating power of its 30-06 cartridge makes it highly effective at long ranges. Next, the M1 Carbine. This weapon is significantly lighter and far more compact than the heavy M1 Garand. Millions were produced during the era to arm support troops and airborne units. Today it is still actively maintained by reserve units and police forces in multiple developing nations. Its light recoil and handy profile make it an excellent weapon for urban security applications. Finally, for rifles, the CG-44. This remarkable weapon is historically recognized as the grandfather of all modern assault rifles. Original models were sourced from massive Cold War-era hidden caches discovered across the globe. Astoundingly, these vintage rifles remain active in the inventories of regional defense groups today. It permanently proved that a selective fire rifle firing an intermediate cartridge was the ultimate future of firearms. Now, let us examine the heavy firepower with machine guns. First, the M2 Browning. This 50 caliber heavy machine gun is the undisputed king of heavy ordnance. Approaching 100 years of continuous service, its brilliant design remains fundamentally unchanged. It actively serves as the primary heavy-mounted weapon for the United States and NATO forces in 2026. There is simply no modern replacement that can match its globally proven track record. Next, the Maxim M1910/30. The origins of this heavy weapon actually predate the First World War. However, this water-cooled machine gun has been widely deployed in modern static defense networks. Its heavy water jacket allows it to sustain continuous suppression fire for hours without melting its barrel. Modern air-cooled machine guns simply cannot match this incredible level of sustained continuous firepower. Next are the DShK and DShKM. This weapon serves as the direct Soviet equivalent to the American M2 Browning. Firing a massive 12.7mm armor-piercing round, its destructive capability is absolutely immense. This heavy machine gun is completely ubiquitous across global defense forces today. It is frequently seen mounted on the back of transport trucks across multiple continents. Moving on, the MiG-42. This weapon was universally recognized for its terrifying rate of fire, exceeding 1,000 rounds per minute. Original 8mm Mauser models of this German machine gun continue to appear in global reserve stockpiles. Its stamped sheet metal construction made it cheap to produce and highly influential to modern firearm designs. Even today, its blistering suppression capability remains mechanically awe-inspiring. Next, the Browning M19. This air-cooled medium machine gun served on countless tanks, aircraft, and infantry tripods historically. It has been frequently adapted and rechambered by various nations over the intervening decades. Today it remains a highly reliable support weapon in global reserve military forces. Its rugged mechanical simplicity ensures it can still perform flawlessly in harsh environmental conditions. Next, the DP-27 and DPM. This weapon is easily recognized by its highly distinct top-mounted pan magazine. This Soviet light machine gun originally earned a reputation for extreme reliability in freezing mud and snow. Recently, it has seen a massive resurgence in modern static defense fortifications globally. The unique pan magazine prevents dirt from entering the action, making it perfectly suited for extreme environments. Shifting to artillery, anti-aircraft, and mortars, first is the M11 Howitzer. Originally designated the M2A1, this 105mm field piece provides devastating indirect fire support. It securely remains on the active military rosters of nations like South Korea and Brazil in 2026. It is frequently utilized for essential civic duties like avalanche control and high-altitude geographical management. Its rugged carriage and reliable breach mechanism make it incredibly easy to maintain. Next, the ZS-3 field gun. This 76mm Soviet divisional gun was produced in massive numbers historically. It is incredibly versatile, functioning as both field artillery and a direct fire support weapon. Currently, it is maintained in the active reserve inventories of several developing nations. Its absolute simplicity means untrained operators can learn to utilize it effectively in mere minutes. Next, the Bofors 40mm L-60. This incredibly famous anti-aircraft autocannon defended countless Allied ships historically. Today, its role has expanded far beyond simple anti-aircraft duties across the globe. It is heavily utilized on modern naval vessels, Coast Guard cutters, and ground mounts universally. The explosive power of its 40mm shell easily handles modern maritime security threats. Moving on, the 37mm 61K. This was the standard Soviet light anti-aircraft gun of its era. Like the Bofors, it has found incredible new life as a devastating ground support weapon. It remains fully active and operational in multiple global militia inventories. Bolted to the beds of heavy transport trucks, it provides terrifying rapid-fire capability against light targets. Next, the M260mm mortar, alongside the M1 and BM37 mortars. The fundamental physics of infantry mortars have barely changed since 1945. Because of this, original World War II tubes are still heavily deployed by global defense forces worldwide. They provide cheap, highly effective, and highly mobile indirect explosive firepower to light infantry units. These simple steel tubes will undoubtedly remain in active service for another 50 years. Finally, we arrive at armor and heavy assets. First, the T-34/85 tank. This vehicle is thoroughly obsolete for mechanized operations against modern main battle tanks. However, it is still actively listed in the armored reserves of nations like Vietnam and North Korea. Most remarkably, in 2026, they are still documented functioning as static pillboxes and fortified roadblocks. Even a vintage 85mm cannon demands massive respect for modern security forces. Warfare constantly evolves, but brilliant engineering never dies. If you found this historical cataloging analysis valuable, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments which of these remarkable weapons surviving into 2026 surprised you the most.